Hey everyone! I wanted to quickly share something genuinely useful I've been testing out lately during this busy period. While I'm juggling those bigger projects, this tool has become an absolute game changer for efficiency. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know I only champion tools that actually cut steps, not add more complexity. This particular software, which I'll call the Magic Editor for now, is an AI designed to instantly transform long videos into short punchy clips ready for posting. Honestly, this technology has completely shifted my perspective on how content repurposing should function in 2024. To see how it handled real-world material, I simply took my very latest long-form video and dragged it right into the platform. Immediately upon loading, you see a familiar waveform and a basic timeline structure, which looks just like any other editing software. But the real game-changing functionality, the core magic, is definitely happening beneath the surface of that interface. The first test I ran was the full auto-editing feature, the one promising to surgically extract viral moments for immediate publication. Think back to my old manual process for creating a single short clip from a longer piece. I used to have to scrub through hours of footage, manually locating every compelling segment and copying it over. Then came the tedious steps, sequencing the clips, making tiny necessary cut tweaks, exporting the file, adding text overlays, and then fixing the aspect ratio for reels or shorts. That entire grind, done properly, could easily consume between 30 to 60 minutes just for a single polished short video. With the auto-edit feature enabled in this tool, most of that painstaking labor is completed for you with a single click. It intelligently analyzes the entire video stream, searching for those high-energy bursts and moments with strong opening hooks. It even seems to look for specific vocal inflections or moments where audience engagement naturally peaks during the original recording. Crucially, it stitches these pieces together already formatted perfectly for the target platform you specify. You can choose vertical orientation for TikTok or Reels, or keep it standard 16:9 for a more traditional YouTube viewing experience. It also kindly delivers several different clip variations, meaning you're never stuck posting the identical cut across all your platforms. I appreciate that its selection isn't just based on cutting out silence. It's focused on content viability for high performance. Now, I have to be upfront and say that the output isn't flawlessly perfect 100% of the time, which is important context. Occasionally, the AI selects a clip that's just a sentence and a half long and requires me to slightly trim the beginning or the end. Sometimes, the system won't perfectly match a punchline or a crucial concluding thought exactly how I envisioned it manually. However, the entire purpose here is the massive time reclamation from the initial heavy lifting. Instead of sinking 40 minutes into creating one short, I successfully generated 3 completely usable shorts in less than 10 minutes total. And this efficiency gain is an absolute necessity for creators who are constantly pushing out a high volume of content across platforms. Moving on, a feature I genuinely find myself more excited about than I initially anticipated is the auto-schedule functionality. You simply tell this system how frequently you prefer your clips to drop, like 3 times per week or even daily if you are ambitious. The AI then takes those freshly created clips and automatically populates them onto your predefined posting calendar. You have the option to fully link your social accounts and let it publish completely unsupervised, or you can choose to queue everything for a final human preview before it goes live. This offers a really smart, necessary balance between full automation and maintaining a crucial human quality check layer. Before this, scheduling numerous shorts required either manual uploading across multiple sites or subscribing to a separate, dedicated scheduling application. Now, it's a beautiful, streamlined single pipeline running continuously from the raw long video all the way to the scheduled short. Then we get to the content calendar feature, which is something I always appreciate seeing in any professional tool. This specific calendar lets you visualize exactly what content is lined up for publishing across all your connected platforms simultaneously. You can easily drag and drop those clips to different publishing days or quickly swap out the draft captions and preview thumbnails right there. It's fundamentally simple, but it effectively solves the huge, nagging pain point of tracking everything you've scheduled. If you manage multiple channels or have different content strategies for various platforms, this centralized view is invaluable. It beats constantly switching between 5 different tabs and struggling with outdated external spreadsheets. I also compared its transcription and captioning abilities against tools I normally rely on, like YouTube's built-in system or paid services such as Repurpose. YouTube's native captions are free, but let's be real, they are often quite sloppy with punctuation and case formatting. Services like Rev are highly accurate, but they demand payment and require you to upload the entire source file, which means waiting time. The caption workflow here is significantly faster. It auto-generates captions linked to the clip and provides quick editing controls right in the main window. While it might not totally replace a professional human transcriber for mission-critical accuracy, it is absolutely more than sufficient for social media shorts. The sheer amount of time and money saved on that one element alone is a compelling reason to try this out. When comparing it to other popular tools, some do certain individual features incredibly well, but maybe not the whole package. For instance, Descript offers an incredible transcription-based editing experience, which is fantastic for narrative deep dives. Then you have CapCut, which is great for quickly applying cool, mobile-friendly templates and effects at zero cost. But Descript's tiered pricing and sometimes steep learning curve can become a hurdle if your goal is just rapid batch clip creation. And CapCut, while fantastic for quick edits, still requires a lot of manual input when you try to scale up your output volume significantly. What this tool manages to combine effectively is that clip-finding AI intelligence with built-in scheduling and a calm, navigable content calendar. It's less about mastering one specific feature and more about creating a holistic workflow-first system. I did encounter a couple of minor imperfections during my testing phase, which is only fair to point out. On my specific machine setup, I noticed one small instance where a particular user interface element failed to load correctly on the first attempt. It resolved itself after restarting the project, so definitely not a deal breaker, but certainly something worth noting for early adopters. Another small point is that the automatic titles and the suggested caption text can sometimes feel a bit too generic or bland. While they are incredibly helpful for sheer speed, I usually spend a moment customizing them to retain my specific voice and nuance. I still make it a point to watch every single clip once before the system publishes it, just to confirm timing and context are spot on. Remember, automation is a powerful assistant, but it should never be treated as a system you blindly trust without any oversight. I also sent the development team some feedback on a feature request that I'm really hoping they implement soon. I specifically asked for a more flexible style for the roll-up caption effect, the kind you see in broadcast news where old lines slide up as new ones appear. That specific broadcasty aesthetic adds a subtle layer of polish that I think elevates certain content genres tremendously. There wasn't a direct setting for that aesthetic when I tested it, so I left detailed notes for their future development cycle. These smaller details about polish don't break the core utility, but they certainly contribute to the final perception of a professional video. On a positive note, I was genuinely delighted by how the system handled industry-specific vocabulary and technical acronyms. In one instance, it correctly capitalized several obscure brand names and industry terms that I frequently use in my niche. Other tools often butcher these specialized terms, leading to 5 minutes of frustrating manual cleanup, which completely negates the initial time savings. With this platform, the time dedicated to cleaning up transcription errors felt significantly lower than my standard operating procedure. So, why am I personally so enthusiastic about spending time demonstrating this specific piece of software to you today? For me, repurposing content has always been the most monotonous and creativity-draining part of the entire content creation cycle. I love the initial brainstorming, I enjoy deep editing the long form, but turning that into 5 unique shorts feels like repetitive chore work. This AI steps in and completely automates that tedious, energy-sapping grunt work, while thankfully leaving me enough control to sound like myself. The time I save here can now be reinvested into areas that actually grow the channel, like scripting better segments or engaging directly with you in the comments. Here are a couple of quick workflow notes that might help you immediately if you decide to jump in and try this out. First, never treat the AI's suggested clips as the absolute final product. Always use them as your excellent first draft for a quick review pass. Second, set your automated scheduling frequency to a pace that is genuinely sustainable for your current production bandwidth. Don't commit to daily posting if you don't have the capacity to maintain your expected quality standard across every single upload. Third, leverage that content calendar to batch process your caption writing and thumbnail design so your polish remains consistent across all upcoming posts. Anyway, I wanted to keep this video short and sweet to just let you know that this particular tool is worth investigating if you make long videos and need to scale your short-form output. It is certainly not a flawless piece of software, but it's rare to find one so clearly built around the actual content creator workflow. The emphasis is clearly on finding the key moments, allowing a light human touch for refinement, and then publishing efficiently. This method successfully keeps the human decision maker in the most important spots while automating the highly repetitive mechanical tasks. A huge thank you to everyone who continues to support the channel, because that support is what makes testing out these powerful new tools financially viable for me. I truly hope this brief demonstration gave you a concrete idea of how you can drastically accelerate your personal content workflow moving forward. I plan to keep integrating this tool heavily, and I promise to give you an update if they roll out that requested roll-up caption feature soon. If you have any specific questions about the process or would like to see a full end-to-end workflow video, please drop a comment below. If there's enough interest, I will absolutely schedule a much deeper dive into the settings and feature set for a future video. Alright, with the chopping and the scheduling handed over to the digital assistants, it's finally time for me to go grab some much-needed lunch. I will catch you all in the next video update, and thanks again sincerely for watching this quick overview.